The twin suns of Zifra Prime burned bright over the sprawling city of Nivara, a place where nature and technology danced together in perfect harmony. Towering crystal spires shimmered in the sunlight, while flowing rivers carried energy along with water, powering the city without machines that polluted the air. It was a world that valued balance, wisdom, and life above all else. Yet today, that balance felt threatened. From the sky came sleek silver ships, cutting across the clouds with impossible speed. Humans had arrived. Ambassador Kyle, a tall Arithan with shimmering violet skin and eyes that reflected the sky, watched the landing from the council tower. He felt unease tighten in his chest. Humans were known across nearby systems for their boldness, their relentless ambition, and their strange mix of ingenuity and recklessness. They come with words, but we must read the actions behind them, Kale murmured to Lyra, his young apprentice. Lyra's bright green eyes reflected curiosity, tinged with fear. The human delegation stepped onto Zyphor's soil, led by Captain Ryan Varlo. He was tall, confident, and wore the insignia of Terran command-like armor. His smile was friendly, but his eyes were sharp, calculating every movement. Ambassador Kale, we bring a proposal, Rin said, his voice smooth, almost too perfect. Together, our civilizations can achieve wonders. We offer technology, trade, and protection. All we ask is your agreement. Kyle inclined his head. Your words are impressive, Captain, but words alone do not decide the fate of a world. We must understand the true cost of such promises. The human smiled, as if that answer had been expected. Lyra, however, noticed something strange. A subtle hum from the human devices, hidden sensors almost invisible on their clothes and gifts. A flicker of suspicion crossed her mind. Inside the council hall, debate flared among the Arithans. Some argued that the humans could bring prosperity, that their technology could heal lands and expand knowledge. Others, like Kale, warned of hidden motives. We must remember, Kale said, voice echoing in the hall. Humans act boldly, sometimes at the expense of others. Their proposal may not be a gift, it may be a trap. The humans, watching through observation windows, seemed amused by the deliberation. Captain Rin's confidence did not waver. He knew many would be tempted by his offer. That night, as the twin moons rose, Kale walked along the river, Lyra by his side. He gazed at the reflection of the moons in the water, thinking of the difficult decision ahead. Accepting the Terran proposal might bring power and wealth, but at what cost? Lyra broke the silence. Ambassador, if we refuse them, will they attack? Kale shook his head slowly. Not yet, but they will not give up easily. Humans respect strength, courage, and the refusal of a people united in purpose. That is our path. Far above, the Terran ships hovered silently, unaware that the seeds of resistance had already been planted on the ground below. Zyphor Prime would not bend. Not today. Not ever. The next morning, Zyphor Prime buzzed with quiet urgency. Ambassador Kale called a secret meeting in the council's lower chambers, far from the view of humans. Only the closest advisors and Lyra attended. They watch everything, Kale said, tapping a crystal map of the city. Every gift, every gesture, every smile from the Terrans carries more than it seems. We must uncover their true intent before it is too late. Lyra leaned forward, her mind racing. I noticed strange devices in the technology they brought. Small, almost invisible. They could be monitoring us, learning our systems. Kale's eyes narrowed. Exactly. Humans are clever. They think in ways we cannot always see, but cleverness alone will not win if we act with wisdom. While the council deliberated, Captain Rin Varlo moved quietly through the city, inspecting his gifts and noting reactions. He smiled as Arithan accepted each device with wonder. Little did they know, each piece was part of a larger plan, a network designed to subtly influence the city's energy grids and communications. Lyra decided to investigate. Under the cover of night, she crept into the council laboratories. Her hands moved carefully, scanning every Terran device. Then she found it, a small, pulsing module hidden inside a power crystal. It was not meant to help, it was meant to control. Her heart pounded. She ran to Kale, who was already waiting at the council tower. They plan to take control of our systems, she whispered. If we accept their proposal, We may lose our freedom without a single shot fired. Kale took a deep breath. Then we refuse. We cannot let HFY Prime become a puppet of Terran ambition. Prepare the council. Tonight we decide. The humans, sensing a shift in mood, tried to charm their way through. Captain Rin's smile faltered slightly, but he recovered quickly. Erithans value caution, wise, but hesitation can be costly. Consider the opportunities before you. Kale listened, but did not waver. He felt the weight of generations on his shoulders, the responsibility to protect not just his city, but the values that had shaped it for centuries. That evening, the council gathered. Lyra presented her findings. These devices are not gifts. They are tools for control. We must refuse the Terran proposal or risk losing everything. A murmur ran through the chamber. Some feared human wrath. Others applauded the courage to resist. Kale stood tall, his voice firm. We will not bow to intimidation. HFY Prime is free, and we will keep it that way. Far above, the Terran ships shifted in orbit. Captain Rin watched the city below, eyes calculating. He understood now that these aliens were not naive. They had unity, cunning, and courage, traits humans respected, even feared. And in that quiet night, as the twin moons bathed the city in silver light, a silent war began, not of lasers or bombs, but of wits, strategy, and determination. HFY Prime would resist, and humans would soon learn that courage could match even the most advanced technology. The days that followed were tense. HFY Prime prepared quietly, strengthening defenses and watching the Terran ships above. The humans moved with precision, offering more gifts, more promises, but every gesture felt hollow, a mask for something darker. Lyra worked tirelessly in the council laboratories. She and a small team of Erithans had begun reverse engineering the Terran devices. Every sensor, every chip revealed a plan to slowly take over the city's systems. But Lyra discovered a weakness. The devices relied on one central energy hub, hidden in the largest human ship orbiting the planet. This is our chance, she told Kale. If we disable that hub, the humans lose their advantage. Their plan collapses without a fight. Kale nodded. Then we act. Tonight, we strike, not with weapons, but with ingenuity. We will show them what it means to underestimate a united people. Under the cover of darkness, Lyra led a small team aboard a stealth craft, using alien biotech that blended perfectly with the night sky. They moved like shadows, silent and precise, until the Terran ship loomed above. Inside, Lyra bypassed security systems using a combination of alien hacking techniques and clever improvisation she had learned from the humans, studying their technology and turning it against them. Finally, she reached the central energy hub. With a deep breath, Lyra activated a virus designed to disable the devices. The hub blinked, whirred, and then went dark. Across HFY Prime, the hidden Terran modules stopped functioning. Their influence vanished, leaving the humans scrambling. Captain Rin Varlo's confidence faltered for the first time. He barked orders, trying to regain control, but the Erithans were already ahead. Using clever diversionary tactics, the Council had rerouted city energy flows, isolating key systems and making human intervention nearly impossible. Outside, a small skirmish began in orbit. HFY defensive drones, designed not to kill but to disable, intercepted human patrol ships. Terran firepower was stronger, but the Erithans' coordination and knowledge of their planet gave them the advantage. Humans were forced to retreat from strategic positions, stunned by the aliens' ingenuity. Back on the surface, Kale addressed the Council. Do you see now? Strength is not only in power or weapons, it is in unity, courage, and cleverness. Today, HFY Prime proved that it cannot be conquered easily. Lyra smiled, exhaustion mixed with pride. The HFY truth was clear. Even humans, for all their brilliance and ambition, could not match a people who were smart, united, and willing to fight for freedom. But Kale's expression remained serious. We have won this battle, but the Terrans will return. They always do. Our vigilance must never waver. Above the planet, the Terran fleet lingered, regrouping. Captain Ryan's eyes were sharp, calculating future moves. He knew now that these aliens were no ordinary prey. They had courage, strategy, and a spirit that refused to bow. And so the first true test of HFY Prime's independence ended. Not with surrender, not with defeat, but with human-like defiance from the Arithans themselves. The stage was set for the final confrontation, where the stakes would rise higher than ever before. The skies above Zephyr Prime were tense and quiet. The Terran fleet hovered, distant but threatening. Captain Ryan Varlow's patience had thinned. His plan to control the planet had failed, and now he faced a people united in determination. Ambassador Kale stood on the council tower, his violet eyes scanning the horizon. Beside him, Lyra adjusted a small device, one they had designed in secret. It was a defensive system, not meant to kill, but to disable any Terran ship that threatened the city. Their ingenuity combined with courage would be their weapon. "We do not fight for power alone," Kale said softly. "We fight for our freedom, for every being who calls this planet home. Today, we show them that no machine can match our unity." The Terran ships advanced cautiously, expecting surrender or fear. What they found instead were shields, decoys, and traps at every turn. Arithans used the terrain to their advantage, manipulating energy flows, rivers, and even the wind to confuse the humans. Every move was precise, every counter planned. Lyra's team activated their device. Pulses of energy raced through the orbiting Terran ships. Lights flickered on the hulls. Engines failed, and control systems stuttered. The humans tried to respond, but the Arithans' clever tactics left them struggling. Their superior numbers counted for little against strategy, courage, and innovation. Captain Rin's frustration boiled. He had underestimated this planet's defenders. For the first time, he felt fear, not of death, but of failure. The humans were being beaten, not by sheer force, but by a people who refused to bow. On the ground, the Arithans cheered quietly as the Terran ships retreated, engines sputtering, forced into space limbo. Kyle allowed himself a small smile, though his mind remained vigilant. Lyra approached him, exhausted but triumphant. "We did it," she said. "We defended our home without bloodshed. They won't forget this." Kale nodded. "Yes, but this is only the beginning. Humans will return. They always do. But now they know. Zephyr Prime is not theirs to take." High above, the Terran admiral ordered a full withdrawal. The Terrans respected strength, courage, and cleverness, and they had seen all three on this planet. Captain Ryan glanced back at the shining cities below, a grudging respect in his eyes. Humans would try again, he knew, but the Arithans had proven something critical. Even the cleverest invaders cannot break a united people. That night, the twin moons bathed the city in silver light. Khalil walked along the riverside with Lyra. Silence stretched between them, comfortable and calm after the storm. "Do you think they will come back?" Lyra asked. Kale smiled faintly. "Perhaps, but we will be ready. And even if they return, Zephyr Prime will always have something they cannot take: its spirit." Far above, the Terran fleet disappeared into the stars, leaving Zephyr Prime untouched, free, and stronger than before. And below, the people celebrated quietly, proud that courage, unity, and ingenuity had triumphed where fear and ambition had failed. Zephyr Prime had refused the Terran proposal, and in doing so, had reminded the universe that some things are worth more than power: freedom, wisdom, and the unbreakable will to survive.